Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Tyler and this is my tabletop. Today we are going to be unboxing and assembling an Sd.Kfz 234-2 armored car, also known as Puma. This is a kit from Warlord Games for their Bolt Action tabletop game. Now obviously the kit comes with the standard Warlord card with the points values and rule sets for the model, and it also includes some smoke and flame markers and a water decal sheet, along with the two sprues and the instructions. Now, overall, this kit is very complicated for its size. Each pair of road wheels, and there are 8 total, includes a total of 8 parts. The 2 wheels, and then 6 parts to create the suspension system. Uh, this is obviously I'm going to be using super glue. This is one of those cases where using plastic cement would very much be advised. Uh, do as I say, not as I do. Because of the complexity, this uh, took me a little over an hour real time to put together. I'm not going to walk you through it at that speed. As a matter of fact, we're watching at 2 times acceleration as I'm talking right now, and I'm about to speed it up to 4 times in a second or two, just to keep it down as I take you through bit by bit. I apologize. There's going to be some continuity breaks. My camera was giving me some fits and just stopping for random times, and I didn't notice. So there may be a break or two, but I'll keep you informed. So I'm going to speed it up and we will get into it. Alright, so we're starting with step A, and what we're doing is we're putting together the suspension for one side. So 4 of the wheels, left or right side, I can't remember, and I can't really see the instructions from my vantage point, but anyway, you're going to put together one side. And like I said, the suspension system is insane on this thing. So it's 2 small parts. It's 2 small parts per wheel, and then 2 parts to connect each pair of wheels. Which the first thing you do is you put on the 2. It's 2 of the connectors to put the wheels onto. They have these little divots that they fit into. Takes a little effort to figure it out, though. You'll also run into a problem. Well, I ran into a problem with these rocker bars. They come up after putting on the core suspension, the axles. So you're going to put the axles on next, which you can see I put 2 on. You're going to put 2 more on, and then you're going to put on the rocker bars, and then you're going to put on the God, I don't even know what they're called. These little bars that connect the axles to the frame. And okay, so yeah, these little rocker bars are kind of a pain in the butt. They have a hole in them, and then they have to go through the pin of the first part that we attached in the very beginning. And it's kind of, yeah. So you can see, I was trying to show you, it's kind of a pain. And honestly, I don't think there's a better way to do it because of where it has to connect. I'm not sure. You can get it. Be careful. It does have a plastic pin in it, and you don't want to break it, which is kind of what I feared. So now I'm clipping out the other suspension parts. These little bars. I don't know. I know my way around a car when I'm trying to do mild replacements and stuff, but don't ask me the names of stuff. Okay. And with that side done, we are going to move on to the next side, and it is a repeat. They do have the parts labeled so that you can't mix them up because there are some slight differences left and right, so that it's symmetrical. And in hindsight, this probably would have benefited from pre-clipping, which I sometimes do when I'm worried that an assembly is going to take too long. But I didn't realize just how complex. I thought this kit was going to be a little bit simpler. Also, there were enough numbered parts to where pre-clipping might have yielded very poor results. Getting these suspension parts mixed up would have been extremely bad. Okay, and now that we're done with the suspension, we're going to put the wheels on. We're in step C now, and it's very hard to tell on your screen, but in addition to the big pieces that you can see that we're putting on, we are going to start putting on a bunch of gribblies. We have tow hooks and headlights. These little, they look like radio masts, except there's 4 of them, one on each corner of the vehicle. I have no idea what they're for. A bunch of jerry cans and shovels and all sorts of other stuff. They kind of scattered them out throughout the other steps. So, like, I think in step C, you start putting on some of them. And then step D, you put on some more. Step E, while you're putting on this other stuff, you also put on little bits. It kind of breaks it up a little bit. So I just put on the side bits, and there we go. There's our first continuity break. I finished up step E, putting on the top and the side skirts and the bumper. It's a little, I think it's bumper. Anyway, so we flip the sheet over and work on step F, which is putting on all the gribblies on one side of the vehicle. And there are a lot of them. And then we're gonna flip it around and put all the gribblies on the other side. You can see I went and got my forceps because those are probably one of the best purchases I've made. Is a set of forceps. They're modeler's forceps, so that I can let go of things and hold things that are small without getting my hands caught in super glue. They don't work perfectly. I'm kind of heavy-handed, but they work pretty well. So after we attach the Griblies to the left side and the right side, we're going to attach them to the rear. There's some parts that go on the back, and then we will actually build the turret. It's the last set of steps. And I will say it is not completely necessary to put all of the jerry cans and whatnot onto the kit, but there was room for all of them, and it showed you putting all of them on there, so I did it anyway. Be careful with there's one particular part on one side. I can't remember which side it is, but there is a part that looks like it would have been installed at the factory, not attached by the crew after the fact. And so I would make sure that it lines up closely with what it shows on the instructions so that the vehicle looks correct. I basically put it on first where it needs to go. There's a shovel that gets in the way. I made that mistake and had to pull the shovel off and move this other part. I believe it's a loading arm to help with loading gun ammo or something like that. I've seen it on a bunch of these tanks, so I've seen it on a bunch of the German vehicles, so it's probably something. I don't know. I need to get one of those Osprey books that goes into like super detail of the of German vehicles so that I can actually learn some of these parts. Anyway, what I'm doing now is attaching bits to the back. Yeah, and just attached the spare tire. And it was off screen because I was having a little bit of trouble. There's a groove for it, but it kind of slides around a little bit if you're not careful. And more Griblies. Yeah, that's me putting on the tow hooks. There's a pair of them. They go in a recessed area near the spare tire. They are very tiny and kind of a pain. There's a whole lot of parts. It's a very impressive kit for its size. For the turret, we are going to be doing closed hatch because I don't, like I've said before, the way that they scaled these kits means that the commanders in the cupolas are a little off scale compared to their infantry. So I prefer to use closed hatches. The turret's fairly simple. It's two-part for the main body. There is a part where you need to not glue it, so that if you want the turret to do elevation, if you want the barrel to elevate, which I misread. The instructions are clear, I just misread it. Pay attention to where it says don't glue this part to that part. I managed to break it free before the super glue really got hold, but just something to keep in mind. Or, you know, you can just glue it at the elevation that you want it to be at. Either way. Also try to be careful with these little fiddly parts and dropping them. I managed to drop a few off the table during this process. I found them all, but it's something else to maybe keep in mind, especially if you have like carpet or, dirty floors like I do. Um, it's very easy to lose parts. You can just barely see the T-piece. I just picked that up. That is the key to the whole uh, elevating portion. Uh, that's the one that you're going to basically sandwich it between two parts that are glued together without gluing it to those parts. And that is the trick to what's effectively a small hinge. And this is gonna wrap us up. I think once again there's going to be a bit of a break. Nope. Okay. And so here it is beside a tiger and a guy. I think it looks great. Can't wait for it to be on the tabletop. I'll get it painted at some point though. Thank you so much for watching. If you like it, please like, share, and subscribe. I will be back soon with more painting and assembly. I'm Tyler. This has been my tabletop.